Hello everyone. In last lecture we have discussed few topics regarding installation, erection and commissioning. Different foundations we have discussed and different concrete mixtures by mixing cement, sand and gravel. Different proportions we have discussed. In this lecture we will be discussing about erection procedure for pipe and grouting procedure. So let's see erection first. Erection is defined as the work of bringing base plate holes in line with the foundation bolts by placing and aligning the machine on foundation and clamping the machine rigidly to the foundation by tightening the nuts on foundation of bolts. This thing is saying that whenever any machine is going to be installed or established, one foundation should be there. In that particular foundation, some bolts should be there which are required for the tightening of this particular machine. So this is what erection is. Different equipments are used in erection like chain pulley block, rope and chain, shear legs, gantry crane, derrick crane, slings, pitch bars, rollers. So these are different machines or equipments used for establishment or installing during the machine. So basic erection steps of an equipment. For any equipment, for any machine, there are some basic steps which we have to follow. So we'll see these basic steps step by step. First, select the suitable location which provides sufficient space for the equipment and necessary movements during working. First, we have to decide the place first. Then step 2, prepare the foundation design. Then step 3, according to the load, decide the foundation size, type of concrete mixture and reinforcement required. According to the load means which kind of machine is going to be installed, which kind of operation should be there. So according to the load, we have to decide the foundation size, type of concrete mixture and reinforcement required. Thereafter, in step number 4, decide the size and locations of foundation bolts, where the foundation bolts should be clamped in the foundation. We have to decide the size as well as the location according to the load. Thereafter, step number 5, place the wooden block on the foundation. Lift the machine using crane or pulley block and slowly unload it on the wooden blocks placed on the foundation to prevent any damage to the foundation. This wooden block is basically used for preventing any damage to the foundation. Place the foundation bolts in foundation and pass them through the holes of the machine bed or base plate. Then step number 7, place the wedges nearby the foundation bolts. These wedges are nothing but the wooden blocks, small wooden blocks which are used for the leveling of the machine with respect to the foundation. Then next, step number 8, slightly lift the machine and remove the wooden blocks and place the machine very slowly on the foundation. Then step number 9, fix up the nuts on each foundation bolts. Then step number 10, adjust the wedges in or out as per requirement to level the machine. Then next, tighten the foundation nuts fully on each bolt. Then step number 12, check the level of machine and if found not okay, then adjust it. Then step number 13, fill up the cement grout in the space between the machine base plate and foundation top as well as around the foundation bolts. Then step number 14, allow the cement grout to settle down. So these are the basic steps for an establishment of any equipment. So these are the 14 erection steps for equipment. Then next, erection of pipe. Different steps are there for the erection of pipe. First, prior to the erection, the interior of all piping components shall be thoroughly cleaned of loose scale, sandblasting grills and sand and all other foreign matter by air blowing. We have to clean the pipe first. The internal surface. The piping ends shall be covered after inspection to prevent unauthorized removal of the end cover prior to making the joint to the succeeding section of piping. Then next, orifice plates, strainer, rupture disc, insulation, thermowells, pressure gauges, inline instruments, check valves, etc. shall not be installed until the pressure test is completed. Before the installation of this particular object, the sub-assemblies are checked for the pressure test for checking the leakage and other defects. Piping shall be installed in such a manner that the resultant force on the equipment shall be kept to a minimum. Proper care shall be taken at connection joint to pump, compressor and other mechanical equipment. Flange alignment check shall be performed and witnessed. Then next, piping spools placed in location must be well supported with wooden planks. This is how piping spools look like. This is used for connection of different pipes, basically of flange connection. Then next, special care shall be taken to avoid corrosion and damages of machine flange face to enable proper alignment of connections. Then, field weld joint shall be inspected by welding inspector. If the result of inspection is unacceptable, the joint shall be repaired and re-inspected in accordance with welding procedure specification. That means WPS, as we have discussed in lecture. Piping will be disconnected, insulated from rotating equipment until all welding is complete. Then next, special care shall be taken while handling safety relief valves, control valves and etc. So these are basic steps while erecting a particular pipe. So we have to keep in mind these 9 basic steps. Now next, grouting, the most important topic of this particular PPT. Grouting. The filling of cement slurry. The filling of cement slurry in the space between the machine base plate and foundation top for the purpose of gripping and holding the machine firmly with the foundation is known as grouting. Filling of cement slurry between the machine base plate and foundation top. This procedure is known as grouting. The grouting of machine base plates and the anchoring or alignment equipment to a foundation provides a strong and rigid support between a machine and the foundation. Let's see the grouting procedure. You can see one base plate of the machine is there. This is a concrete mixture. This is the foundation. This surface is known as the top of the foundation. You can see top of foundation. Okay. The slurry of Portland cement is prepared by mixing it with fine sand and water. This slurry is then filled around the foundation bolts with the help of grouting gun between machine base plate and foundation top. You can see one foundation bolt is here. Around this foundation bolt, this slurry of Portland cement is filled for making a proper foundation. It is filled in 20 to 40 mm space in between base plate and foundation. You can see over here 20 to 40 mm gap is there, which is an allowance for grouting. Between these place, grouting materials should be placed. As we were talking earlier, as we have discussed, wooden blocks of wedges are kept there for the leveling of this base plate. Wooden frame or dam is made to surround the empty space in which grouting is required. You can see one wooden plate is there. This wooden frame is made to surround the empty space in which grouting is required. So around this particular base plate, some vacant space is there. To cover this vacant space, to surround this vacant space, this wooden frame or dam is used. Inside this vacant space, our grouting material will be placed. In this manner, a good foundation will become ready. This type of foundation is shown in figure, which can support more load and heavy capacity to absorb vibration. So through this grouting procedure, our foundation will be able enough to absorb all the shocks and vibrations which are caused by the operations of a machine. So you can see base plate is there, foundation bolt is there, concrete mixture is there, which is nothing but the foundation. This is the top of the foundation. There is some gap between top of the foundation and a base plate, 20 to 40 mm. You can see the grouting material is over here. These are leveling wedges as we are discussing about. So this is how grouting procedure is done. You can see in this figure also concrete mixture is there. This is a concrete foundation. Above the concrete foundation and the base plate, there is some gap of 20 to 40 mm. In this 20 to 40 mm gap, grouting material is placed and filled. You can see the bolt is here, the sleeve is here. So this is how particular grouting procedure is done. You can see this another figure, base plate, grout. This is concrete, this is bolt sleeve in which bolt will be passed from it. So this is how grouting procedure is done. So in this particular lecture we have discussed about erection steps for an equipment, erection steps for pipe, and the most important topic, grouting. Now let's see how GTU is asking different questions from this particular topic. Let's see the first. Explain erection procedure for piping. So as we have discussed 9 points, 9 steps, we have to write down those 9 points for the answer of this particular question. Erection procedure for piping. Then state erection steps for common fabrication structure. So we have discussed 13 to 14 steps for a common fabrication structure. Then explain meaning of installation and commissioning. We just have to write down the installation and commissioning concept. So by writing this question you can easily get 7 marks, 4 marks and 3 marks. Then next, state erection steps for common fabrication structure. Again this question was asked in GTU. Then define grouting. This question was asked for 2 marks. We just have to write down the definition of grouting. We don't have to draw the figure of it. Explain installation and erection steps for machines. This topic is also discussed in this particular lecture. Then next, state erection steps for common fabrication structure. Explain meaning of installation and commissioning. Explain the erection procedure for piping. Define grouting and explain grouting procedure. So this is how GTU is asking different questions from our topic. I hope this lecture will be helpful to you. So thank you for listening. Thank you so much.